From across the comic book community multiverse, the Comic-Con podcast begins now with your hosts, Justin, aka Nemesis Prime.
If you give them the title of influencer, then that's giving them more power, right? That's how it is. Like, I'm a nobody. Listen, I'm a nobody.
Zach, aka the Manimal.
We talked about it for a full, I believe, 7 to 8 minutes on an hour-long normal podcast for a show. And you would have thought we set their house on fire with the backlash. So,
yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Comic-Con podcast. We are recording on October 12th, Thursday night. Obviously, if you're listening, it's this dropping on Friday, the 13th. So be safe out there. Who knows? Lots of crazy shit going on in the world. Anyway, speaking of crazy, I've got a co-host with me. It's not Justin this week. He's at the NYCC, but I brought our good friend Gabe from Gabe Loves 90s Comics. What's up, Gabe?
What's going on, man? Good to be back. Good to see you again, dude.
Yeah, dude. You were on earlier this year, right? You were last time.
It's been a while. I don't remember when it was or whatever. It's been a while.
And then I saw you in Vegas last year when I came out for that concert, almost about a year ago.
Yeah, because we're doing that concert again. Yeah, it was about this time, right?
Yeah. Like when we were young, and then they canceled that shit when the wind came through. We were young, and that just got canceled. Dude.
That sucks, dude. That's still just a terrible thing.
Yeah, I'm actually going to be out in Vegas. I'll have to hit you up. I'm going to be out in December for my birthday. Okay. So I'll drop totally sidebar conversation here, but
it's all good. Yeah, we're just gonna go, gamble and beat up strippers or something.
Hell yeah, dude. That's why we do it things. So anyway, Comic-Con podcast, here we are, and obviously NYCC is going on this week. A lot of people that you were listening might be listening to us as you're driving out there every day. Man,
have fun, everybody. Enjoy it. Enjoy your cons.
Yeah, dude. And I don't know, man. This is, even if I was going to go to this one this year, I don't know, dude. With everything that's going on in the world, the whole Israel-Palestine stuff, and like, there's some danger here. I don't know.
You know what? Still have your fun. Crowds. Still have your fun, or that's how the terrorists win.
That's how the terrorists win. Yes. Yeah. But
it's all about fear and terror and nonsense like that.
That's true.
Let's go to
be safe out there, everyone. But one day down, Thursday, New York Comic-Con, and already some drama. Can you believe it? Are you surprised?
Not at all. I'm surprised there was a drama before.
Well, so we're going to talk about we're going to talk to Gabe a little bit about the foil epidemic that's going on at New York Comic-Con with the exclusives. I know we've talked about it before, but Gabe has a lot of insight on that kind of stuff. But before we get into that, we're going to talk about some of this drama that's already occurring. So for you out there who are following, Whatnot had a big announcement this week, kind of leading up to NYCC, a team up with Marvel. They were dropping a one-shot book and with a chance for a fan's face to be on the cover, right? Did you see all that?
Yeah, I saw that where they were going to let somebody be in the comic book or something cool.
Yeah, so you go on Whatnot and you go through like the NYCC banner or whatever, and under the drop profile, and you basically, it's kind of like a giveaway, right? Like you select yourself in there, and then your name, I guess, is randomly selected. But seems like randomly selected is kind of the problem with Whatnot right now. So
someone doesn't know the definition of random over.
Right. So they they went live today at NYCC, and I don't have a lot of information on this. This stuff's still coming out, but they went live, and on the video they were giving away different things: an Avengers #1, Journey into Mystery 85, some toys, and those of you who've been on Whatnot, you know how the giveaways work. You subscribe or whatever, follow the person, and your name gets put in the random selector or whatever. Well, one person, the same person, won both the Avengers 1 and the Journey into Mystery, and the community is calling foul, right, on this. So what are the odds of that happening, Gabe?
We're going to put our tinfoil hats on and just say that this is a conspiracy.
Right.
Could it have happened in real life? Sure, people win the lottery twice. Things like that do happen, but
it's not impossible.
It's not impossible, but it's
highly
not
unlikely.
a good look.
And so there was 1.5 thousand people, I think, in the live stream. Now that doesn't necessarily mean everyone was part of the giveaway,
right?
But like, why wouldn't you be if you're in there?
Yeah. Oh, I just want to watch people win something.
Right. And no way will I click this button and possibly have a chance myself. That's too much work. I'll just watch the same guy win both things. So I don't know. People are, like I said, crying foul on this, saying that it was rigged, that possibly this is like a burner account so that they don't actually have to give away the books. Who knows, man. But like you said, it's not a good look.
The books were in?
I didn't. Let me see. I have a picture here, but
would you wanted to win it? Like, it was PGX, were they PGX graded, where it's like, oh, this is going to come back at 1.8 restored?
I don't think they were slapped, to be honest. I think they were raw. But shit, dude, an Avengers 1 and Journey into Mystery 85, like, no, okay, so they are slapped. I can't see the grade on them in this picture. I can just see the bottom of the slab. But
well, that's good, because I've never had good experiences buying raw books off of Whatnot.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, but shit, dude, even still, it's free.
Yeah. No, exactly. Like you were saying, why sit in this room and not have, joined in on the giveaway?
Yeah.
It's worth it. Who cares?
And like,
it's free.
Let's say
it's free unless it's really rigged. Now everybody just feels like an idiot.
Right. And let's say someone did win twice, like, or the same guy won, and like that, like I said, it's not impossible, just highly improbable. But why wouldn't you be like, okay, you know what, that guy already won, we're gonna re-roll so someone else wins? Like that's the way to do it. You know what I mean? Like, you don't just have giveaways. You're not going live. Like, if you're in an auction, right, and your name goes into like the ball thing, and your name comes out, right, your name's out of the, you don't get to keep going. You don't get to keep winning at all.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know how that giveaway works. If it was like 2 separate sales or items, and you could do a giveaway on different items, and you just join and win every giveaway on a Whatnot sale. I don't know.
Look, if I'm running it, I straight up would have been like, nah, we're re-rolling that one. And I mean, what are they going to do? You can't be upset. You've already won, and you didn't pay for shit. So you don't have any rights to that book either. So I'd been like, no, that guy already won. We're going to re-roll this one.
I mean, that would have been fair.
Yeah. So I don't know. More information will come out.
Somebody would have complained about it.
Someone was always going to complain, right? But so we'll see what else comes out of that. But
shout out to that guy. That guy came up on Major Key Books.
Yeah, Plushy Bear. That's his Whatnot name. So keep your eyes out for Plushy Bear. See if he's a real person in the future on Whatnot, and we'll see if he posts about these books that he won. But anyway, so moving on to some more NYCC stuff. So what's your take? I mean, you and I haven't really talked about this. What's your take on the foil epidemic at NYCC this year?
I mean, I think with this much negative attention that it's getting, it's a sign that trend is about to die.
Which trend? Exclusives or foils in general, or like
foils? I think, because in the exclusive genre or category of comic books these days, they have a lot of trends that die, whether it's, cover gimmicks where it's like, hey, somebody did a video game homage and that sold really well, so we're all going to do video game homages until that gets lame. And then they go on to, hey, we're all going to just use the same artist because he did one really cool cover, and now we're all going to do the same artist on our covers until he burns out and dies out. And it becomes very secular. So I think this is just a sign of, one, they're being unoriginal. Like a lot of these exclusive comic book store places, these non-brick and mortar places, they're just running out of ideas. They're being unoriginal motherfuckers. So if everybody's doing a foil, there's something not right in the industry.
So that's my thing too, is like, did everyone get together? Was there like a roundtable conference and they're just like, let's all do, I mean, once again, let's talk about the odds here, right? Like the odds of one guy winning 2 things. And then what are the odds that this guy, or that they all get together and like, let's all do foils like randomly? Like,
it's just what it is. What I think it is, and I got a lot of, we got friends who are these types of retailers, right? They do conventions and they do exclusives after exclusives, right? It's all good. Business is business. But what it feels like to me, and I've known some shady ones of these types of people too, where it's not about wanting to grow the industry or grow readership or even for the love of comic books. It's just, hey, here's something that's popular. that sells.
It's
Hey,
like
we
a
can
buck.
do exclusives and have our own covers, and they seem to all sell like crazy. Like everybody that does exclusive, they all seem to sell fairly decently, or
Yeah.
they wouldn't be doing them over and over again, right?
Right.
So they're just in it for the money. And so it's not comics. It's not, they don't have any real like, fingers on the pulse of like comic books themselves, other than like, hey, this is what's popular and this is what's selling. Our fingers in the wind, and we're going to go that direction every time, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to do this type of book. We're going to do a foil. We're going to do this artist. Hey, we're all going, oh, what's hot now? Oh, let's all do, shoe covers, and we're going to put shoe covers on comic books, right? So it just becomes an industry of just unoriginal copycats.
Yeah.
Until it burns out and somebody's going to do another type of gimmick that becomes popular, becomes a trend, and fades out and burn over and over again. It's just been the variant collector market forever.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I mean, of course, I don't trust the people will be honest about their sales, but there has been so much backlash on the foils, even the weeks leading up here to New York Comic Con, so much so that you would think that people would just be like, you know what, I'm actually not going to buy that. I'm not going to pick that up. And so, like, I'm wondering, how many books are going to be left in the hands of the sellers, because people are just like, nah, dude, we're not beating another foil. This is garbage. But I can't trust anyone to actually give like the an honest like statement, like, oh yeah, we did not do well. Like
we ate shit on this one.
We ate shit on this one. Yeah. So
I mean, maybe somebody might say something, but usually what ends up happening, and like when I was at Torpedo, this is what we did a lot with variants, and everybody seems to do it. They just trade them off to other retailers.
Right.
They just, hey, I'll give you a stack of mine for a stack of yours. Maybe you can sell mine better. Maybe I can sell yours better because, mine's the same one over and over again.
Right.
And they just trade these things out until they turn into mystery boxes.
Yeah. until they wind up in a mystery box for sure. That's the bane of the comic book collector now as well, is the mystery box. But like, speaking of exclusives, I mean, like our friend, Very Gary, he's got an exclusive that came out that they're doing, teamed up with the Pressable Defects and with the artist Ryan Brown. Have you seen this book that they're doing, the Miles book?
No. Oh, wait, I think it's like a hip hop kind of graffiti cover.
Kinda. It's Miles on the front. But what they're doing, which is really cool, is Ryan is doing individual remarks for the shoes. So every book is basically it's a one-on-one. Because each
so each one's gonna have a remark.
Yeah, so there'll be no
That's
duplicates once a specific sneaker is done, making it a unique copy, is what the book says.
Guess what? This is going to get copied by somebody.
It's a great idea.
There's going to be another exclusive retailer that's going to do the same thing. Everyone has a remark.
So
that's going to be the new trend. Watch, because that's a dope idea.
It is a good idea. And so I've seen a couple books that people have done, and I'm not a sneaker guy, a sneakerhead by any means, but some people did a bunch of course, there's a ton of Jordans and, I think Air Force One. I think I saw an Air Force One or something maybe. But I did put in a request. I put in a request to Gary for a specific shoe. I don't know if I want to put it out there yet. I think I want to surprise everyone, but it's going to be
some Airwalks, some 1990s Airwalks.
Dude, you won't see this coming. It's so unique, bro. He was like, "Are you serious?" And I told him, he's like, "Let me ask the artist." And Ryan, I guess, was like, "Sure, dude. I guess I could do that." It's pretty random, but
Ryan's got some random type stuff in his artwork, anyways. So,
but
God Hates Astronauts is something crazy.
So this is a true exclusive, in my opinion. Like, even I hate the word exclusive anymore, because it's not. These books aren't exclusive anymore. And
no, because they end up being traded out to other retailers.
Right. And then, honestly, and don't get me wrong, it does suck if you can't go to New York Comic Con. You're not going to pick up the book, right? And it doesn't make sense for a seller to limit themselves to only being there, But back in the day, the exclusives were you only can get this at San Diego. Or you can only get this at New York, or buy it off the secondary market, on eBay from someone who went. But now, all these people are selling their books on their sites and before they even get there, or the day of, or whatever, but
or they just take them to the next con and the next con and the next show.
Yeah. Put a new cover on it. And then they all of a sudden, we have more, bro. You just posted that shit was sold out.
Taking it out of the vault.
Oh, I found another stack of these books.
Wow. How coincidental. That became a $200 book. You found a stack of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anything at New York Comic Con? Any like the exclusives or any books that are coming out that you're interested in that you've seen?
I'm enjoying the idea of the new Transformers. I haven't read the first issue yet.
Oh yeah,
but
that's good.
there's a really cool like Transformers variant there that's I would be into. I'm not a variant guy, anyways. You know, but
You're a
that's
story
one
guy
of the
like
cooler
me.
ones.
Yeah,
I just want to read the book. You know,
Right.
I'm going to read them. I'm going to collect them. I'm not buying comics for the covers in that manner, and I'm not going to buy 3 of them or anything of the sorts like that. You know, but that's a cool cover. That's really neat. This Transformers one here, Hector Turinic, I think it's called. It's like 400 copies. Okay. So that's cool when it's like a limited edition copy like that, like 400. And then I'll trust Skybound at, you know, it's not really, you know, 3,000 and they're just doing 400.
What's on the cover? What's the cover?
It's Optimus Prime. And there's like he's walking out of like an explosion of smoke.
Oh, okay.
It's a really cool, like, it looks painted. It looks like it might be like hand drawn, hand colored and everything. It doesn't look too digital or anything. Mm-hmm. But it's just a really nice rendition of Optimus.
Cool.
Yeah.
So I picked up something on like obviously off of a website because I'm not at New York Comic Con, but I picked up Charles Soule's. They did a one shot. He's got a one shot coming out, The Shrouded College Newton, and it's in the Hell to Pay universe, the Shrouded College universe that he's writing the story. So he put out 2 books. He put out just for New York Comic Con, the Shrouded College one shot, and he also put out another one shot for 8 Billion Genies. It's called Wish World. Oh, cool. And both those dropped on his website, but he has them in hand down there as well. And I think he's pushing a lot of his like, High Republic stuff. Also, the book that he wrote with his daughter. And I love Charles Soule, man. Like he's one of my favorite writers right now for sure.
He's a super nice guy too.
Yeah, he seems like it, dude. He seems like a really good guy. So I made sure I picked that book up. I love the Shrouded College universe or whatever we're calling it. It's really good stuff. So that's what I got that one.
Yeah, the Marvel booth's got some cool stuff. I mean, they got like this Marvel jean jacket that would be kind of cool.
Oh yeah,
yeah, I would totally wear it.
Huh. I haven't seen that. But yeah. So anyway, so that's kind of New York Comic Con talk that we have. A little taste of some drama there. I'm sure maybe we'll hear some more as the weekend goes on.
I'm sure Justin's going to step in something while he's out there. That guy just attracts like danger.
Yeah. So he was going to go today, and I don't think he made it today, but I think he's planning on getting out there tomorrow for sure. Chasing down books and remarks and signatures and stuff like he does there. So
yeah, spend your time doing that. Don't wait in line for foil exclusives and stuff.
Yeah, hell no, dude. So
collect what you love what you collect. Everybody enjoy what you want, but
yeah, that's true. You know, if you're a foil person and you think these things are cool, good on you. You know what I mean?
More power to you, man. Enjoy your collecting.
That's not for me. It's not for other people, but it's for someone. So
it's the comment of wow, everything's a foil this year.
Right. It's a little too much.
Right.
But okay, so moving on, let's get into some news. We're still kind of in like a weird, and Gabe and I were talking before. Obviously, I'm sure a ton of news is going to come out this weekend, but we'll report on some of the stuff that is out right now. Unfortunately, we're going to start off with some bad news. If you guys hadn't heard or saw that Keith Giffen, co-creator of Rocket Raccoon and Lobo, died on Monday at age 70 from a stroke, suffered a stroke. Did you ever meet him? I know because you've met most everyone.
I've met a lot of people. No, I never got to meet Keith Giffen, unfortunately.
Yeah. Really sad stuff. But like kind of on a funny note, which might be weird, hear me out before you get really mad at me saying this. So I got to read from this article. It comes over from Bleeding Cool, right? So he suffered a stroke on Sunday, the 8th of October, died on Monday, the 9th. In accordance with his family's wishes, the following was posted to his Facebook page tonight when this was written on Wednesday. So it's so fucked up, but it's kind of funny too. So Keith Giffen posted after he died, I told them I was sick, ... Anything not to go to New York Comic Con. Thanks, Keith Giffen. And then his 1952, 2023. And at the bottom says, blah. So
the guy eulogized himself.
Yeah. And then he made it play like, God, I had to die to get out of going to New York Comic Con. That's I didn't want to
New York Comic Con so bad that I just want to die to not go.
Yeah. So, I mean, not obviously not funny that he passed, but, you know, I don't know, a little brightness in the story for what it is. But yeah, man, that's a rough one. I feel like we've been losing a lot of guys lately, and it's going to keep going because most of these dudes are kind of elderly, bro. I mean,
Well, yeah, that's it's that generation we're losing. George Perez, Keith
Right.
Giffen, Neil Adams, like these Bronze Age guys, the older Bronze Age guys are,
Yeah.
they're in their twilight years. So
you can.
And Keith Giffen was a master, man. He was a master at that at comic books, man. I mean, everything he did from like Legion of Superheroes, Justice League International, like he is like, if you name like your favorite comic book artist, he's gonna have probably some kind of Keith Giffen influence in him more than likely.
You can actually go over to Bleeding Cool, and there's another article where it's called "Over 50 Comic Book Creators Sharing Memories of Keith Giffen." So, like I said, there's a bunch of artists and writers and different people in the community that are all kind of like telling their story. And it's touching, it's like you said, everyone somehow has some kind of connection to him, whether it's being a fan or working with him or whatever, being influenced by him.
Being a 90s kid, the 90s comic guy, and the age of Image and everything, I knew him from Trencher.
Yeah. Okay.
He did this book in the 90s for Image called Trencher, and he's doing this completely different art style. It's very just like, it's about like a trash hero made out of like a homeless guy made out of trash kind of thing. And it's just this wild artwork from him. And that's where I knew him from. But then following him back, it's like I started seeing his name on a lot of things. Like, he did Lobo, and follow that back to like Legion of Superheroes and Justice League International.
Yeah, I mean, even more recently, co-creator of Blue Beetle, right? The Jaime Reyes version.
Jaime Reyes, yeah, because he wrote Infinity Crisis.
Yeah. So, yeah, man, that's just sad stuff. Thoughts and prayers go out to his family. It seems like obviously, they're in decent spirits because they went ahead and like kind of made a bit of a joke about it. But obviously, no one's
happy that he died.
Happy, right? So,
but we'll circle this back with the convention talk. When you're at these conventions, meet your favorite comic book people.
Yeah, for sure.
Meet these creators, go up there, shake their hand. Even if you don't have anything to sign, go up there and just shake their hand, thank them. Maybe they're selling something. Writers, a lot of times I know like Peter David does it. He'll sell scripts, since he can't, there's not much else. If you don't have anything to get signed, then you want to say thank you. You can buy a script and you'll sign that. So meet these creators because you never know, like not even the older guys, like some of these younger creators, things happen too. Like Donnie Cates was near death. Like he was in a really bad situation.
A car wreck or something, right?
Right. So meet your comic book heroes when you're at these conventions as well. Because there's been times in my life where I'm like, oh, I'll see him at a different convention. And then that's the year, Micro Ringo dies or something like that.
Yeah, man. Tough stuff. But damn, and I'm just looking at this too as well. Co-creator of Maxwell Lord as well, or creator of Maxwell Lord. I mean, like there's a ton of great characters that
his fingers are in everything.
Yeah,
his fingers are in everything. Like he was able to do like fourth world stuff, like Dark Side and things like that after Kirby, and still keep it. He had like a really cool Kirby style to him as well. But he was able to keep that stuff, exciting and going. Like he did, the Great Darkness Saga and stuff like that through the Legion of Superheroes.
Oh, here's Trencher. Here's a picture of Trencher.
Yeah, look at that thing. It's wild, huh?
It's like looks like Cable too, with like total 90s, dude, with like big old guns and stuff.
It's like Cable if he was made out of random trash and paper. And
yeah, that's ridiculous. Wild, man. I'm looking at some of these. Ambush Bug, the Heckler. Damn. Yeah, it's too bad. But moving on to some other news. So kind of happier news, maybe also nostalgia here. We've got an article also from Bleeding Cool. So Thundercats is getting a new series from Declan Shalvey and Drew Moss. So Dynamite will begin in February 2024 with a new Thundercats comic by Moon Knight's Declan Shalvey. I'm telling you what, dude, I'm getting this 100%. Like I'm picking this up. I love Thundercats. I love like the nostalgia. Justin and I were recently just talking about, like the remakes and doing all this and like, everyone wanting like live action stuff. And I'm like, don't do live action. Like do animation. Animation is so much better now and you can make it legit. Like doing like a Thundercats Netflix show or an animated movie or something like that. But yeah, dude, I'll probably pick this up for sure.
I mean, the Wildcats comics have always been cool. Like, I don't know if you ever read the Image stuff from before. It got like a little racy after a little bit. Like,
Really?
it got kind of dark and sexual.
So they were in Marvel had them for a little while. As
Marvel
well,
started
right?
them doing because Marvel had all those. I think that was probably underneath Marvel's Star imprint.
Yeah, Star.
That was the imprint that
Star
did all like
Comics,
all the cartoon like licensing stuff like Care
Yeah.
Bears and Sectars and
and then
stuff like that.
Wildstorm picked it up, I think.
Yeah, that was the Image stuff. Like Jim Lee did a cover for #1. There's a lot of like J. Scott Campbell did covers and stuff like that too, but it gets a little kinky later into it. So
That's crazy.
but hopefully this comic is good because you know what? Wildcats or Thundercats the cartoon is garbage.
Like did you ever watch the Nickelodeon one though? Like that
one was fun. That was
really good.
Yeah. The early 2000s, like a lot of these like cartoons got revamped. They were really cool. Like He-Man had one like that. That was a little more updated.
The Green Lantern one. Did you ever watch the Green Lantern one that came out?
Oh, the CGI Green Lantern.
Yeah, that one.
That thing was awesome, dude.
Yeah,
it's lame that I guess the toys didn't sell or merchandising or whatever it was.
right.
But there was no way that show should have gotten canceled after one season.
Oh yeah, it was awesome. But like, so this article goes on to say that the line will also so it's going to be an origin story set in the earliest days on Third Earth, and the line will continue where they're also going to pick up Dynamite's going to do Flintstones, Powerpuff Girls, Space Ghost, Johnny Quest, The Wizard of Oz, and We Bare Bears, which I don't know what that is. So a couple Dynamite picking up a bunch of these old kind of nostalgia titles and like what's the word? Properties. So this would be kind of cool, man. I mean, some of these, I'm a big Wizard of Oz fan as well. So like I read all those books growing up as a kid. So that's something I would probably pick up. I used to watch a little bit of Johnny Quest. Space Ghost, yeah, I don't know. But
Did Space Ghost Coast to Coast?
Was that the one where he was the television show host?
Yeah, and he had like Brak and Zorak on there and Motar and just like random stuff would happen in that cartoon.
What was the point of that cartoon? I never watched it because I was like, this is so stupid. What was the point of it?
That entire thing of Cartoon Planet that they had at that time on like the Cartoon Network was just random ass.
It was
show.
super random, yeah.
It was that. It was like Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law.
Yeah. And isn't he from Space
Quest
Ghost?
2021. Yeah, they had all these just random shows.
People loved them though.
Oh, I love that stuff, dude. I have like most of those DVDs, like Aqua Teen Hunger Force, that kind of stuff. I love that. Just very off-kiltered humor cartoon, or just anything off-kiltered humor like that. We don't really get anymore.
Yeah.
But,
set the tone for Rick and Morty, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Which actually, Rick and Morty airs next week. I think the 17th, season 7 comes out.
I'm ready.
Yeah. But so I definitely probably will be picking this up, the Thundercats for sure.
Yeah.
February 2024. I like Declan's writing right now on Moon Knight. I'm really enjoying his Moon Knight run, so that's another bonus as well.
Oh, is he writing Moon Knight currently?
Yeah, he's writing it up until it's ending soon, issue 30 or issue 25.
Because I know Declan Shelby as an artist, like when he was doing Thunderbolts and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, he's writing the Moon.
I think he did the art. Was he the guy that did the art in the Warren Ellis Moon Knight when he became Mr. Knight with the hood?
The Mr. Knight stuff, wasn't that Bendis?
No, that was Warren Ellis.
Oh. Huh.
Bendis did that weird run where he was just like having everybody, he was seeing all the Avengers, but it was just him being psycho and like going after Ultron.
Yeah, I didn't like Bendis's run on that at all. But I am enjoying
that was Alex Maleev doing the art too, his Daredevil partner.
Yeah.
Couldn't save that book.
I do love this new run of Moon Knight. It feels more like classic Moon Knight, back to kind of the origins and stuff. And it brings in, it's still very much, there's the Mr. Knight character is still there. Like he has all the different personas and stuff like that. So it's kind of like merge them all together. But
so on this list of all these titles that they got, how much of the Powerpuff Girls did you watch?
None.
Oh, come on, dude.
No, I never. I mean, I don't know if we're the same age, right? Roughly.
No, I'm older than you. I'm 43.
Oh shit. Okay, so I just never watched it. What was it on? Was it on Cartoon Network?
Cartoon Network?
Yeah. No.
No,
I didn't watch it probably because I thought it was like a girls' cartoon.
Oh, it was awesome.
Really?
Yeah, it was fun, dude. It was great.
I don't know. No, I
Yeah,
never.
like that. That was like when they had that and like Dexter's Laboratory and
Yeah, I remember
Johnny
Dexter.
Bravo. Yeah.
Johnny, and I never really watched Johnny Bravo either. Maybe I was just in a weird spot where I wasn't really watching cartoons too much at that point.
Yeah, you were a cool guy in the military and stuff.
I wasn't in the military, but I was probably playing sports in college. It was probably like that's probably what it was, dude. I was too busy doing that. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. I wouldn't have watched Powerpuff Girls. I wouldn't.
Oh, you got the chance.
Yeah. No. So would you pick that title up then?
I'll check it out.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Nope.
it's nice to get stuff that you like. I mean, you can get more of it. So like this stuff coming out, like Johnny Quest, sure, why not? I would like to see the art because I don't think a lot of times when they do these like reboots, especially with Dynamite, they don't get like cartoony artists to do it. It's probably gonna be like badass artists doing like Space Ghost and Johnny Quest.
Yeah,
like let's see some wild artists do like like get like Simon Bisley to do like Wizard of Oz or something.
Yeah, for sure. The Thundercats and probably the Wizard of Oz I'm going to check out. I'll take a look at I used to watch some Johnny Quest for a little while.
You saw Return to Oz, right? We've talked about that before.
Oh yeah, dude, I love Return to Oz. The Wheelers, bro. The Wheelers are so creepy, dude.
Yeah, dude. The Sands of Shame or whatever.
Yeah, dude. Oh man.
Yeah, the Wheelers creep me out so much, dude.
The Return to Oz was dark, and like how she had all the heads that she,
Yeah, that's the Ozma stuff. Yeah,
yeah, and then Ozma's locked up in the. Yeah, Return to Oz was like a blend of Marvelous World of Oz and Ozma of Oz, like the books 2 and 3. So I actually have all those books, dude. I have all the Wizard of Oz books.
Return of Oz that's just sad. You just see there and like the yellow brick roads all eaten up and
yeah. The Gnome King. Yeah, that's a good one, dude. It's on Disney Plus.
Yeah, I've seen it before. There's a documentary apparently somewhere out there.
Really?
That of the making of it, and it's like it's even creepier. Like that poor little girl, like who ended up being in the craft.
In the craft, yeah. And in Waterboy.
Waterboy. It's had a crazy experience. It's the whole thing is just out of control, apparently.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. I'll try to find that too. So moving on from Thundercats, we got another announcement. Justin sent me this actually. This is over from Justin. Fuck. What did we say? We're pronouncing his name? Fabok, right? So Jeff Johns and Justin Fabok are coming out with a new book called Rook Exodus.
Is it Justin or Jason?
Jason. I said Justin because I was thinking Nemesis Prime.
Damn, Nemesis Prime.
Damn him. Anyway, so here's the synopsis of the book, Rook Exodus. A struggling farmer from Earth was given a second chance on a world where every aspect of nature was controlled by humanity, including the winged scavengers who plagued his crops. Now called Rook, the farmer became one of the wardens and must choose between trying to escape this war-torn world before its destruction or fighting to save it. This book has been years in the making, sparked from old sketches done over 14 years ago. It combines my love for classic science fiction, fantasy, and stone-cold westerns wrapped up in a new and exciting package. Written by Jeff Johns with art by Comic Brad and myself. We're hoping to bring you an epic action adventure sci-fi series that combines the epic art, deep emotional storytelling. Get ready. April 2024. So you can see that over on his Instagram page as well as I think Jeff Johns put something out on Twitter. I'm not sure on Instagram, but it looks awesome. Like his art is just fabulous, dude.
Yeah, it looks good on this type of like post-apocalyptic kind of style,
right, the colors and stuff. Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
and just like he can do like really cool machinery. Like these are like you can see like a boar with like machinery stuff attached to his face and his tusks, and he can do that kind of stuff good. And Jeff Johns, like, come on, man, Jeff Johns has a pretty damn good batting average with me when it comes down to these books.
Oh yeah,
like I think I maybe read one or two things that weren't great. But everything else he does is great.
And I don't think he's like written anything in a while. Has he? I can't think of anything.
He did a current book called Geiger.
Oh,
he was dealing with Gary Frank.
Yeah. I didn't read that. Is that Image as well?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is actually there's also a website here for Ghost Machine Pro, and you can go to, and it seems like, so this is going to be a fully, so everyone's doing this now. And I'm not saying this is a bad thing. It works. So it says, welcome to the first fully shared creator-owned universe. Ghost Machine, we believe in 2 guiding principles. Great comics come from great characters, and equity comics from true. Great characters and equity comes from true artistic ownership. Committed to these ideals inspired by those who came before us, Ghost Machine launches new characters from all genres with Geiger, Redcoat, Rook, and the Rockefellers, and many, many more. So looks like they're going to have some kind of like a little shared universe as well here.
Yeah, and that's Francis Manapult is like the head guy there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh. I haven't read any of this. Now I'm going to fall down.
But this is new. Like this, I think this is a new company.
It falls under Image.
Right, but the Ghost Machine, like that's a new like comics company or like publisher, or not publisher, but like
imprint, or
right,
you're calling them, yeah. Junkyard Joe, that's another Jeff Johns book. Dude, I'm gonna have to like really fall into this. And there's a ton. I mean, and they're all written by Jeff Johns, pretty much. The Rockefellers is written by Peter Tomasi. Dude, I'm gonna check this out. I'm late to the show on this. Probably people are like, oh yeah, I've been reading this for a while now.
No, I thought this was all new. Maybe I'm completely incorrect.
I mean, Geiger's out for sure.
Right.
I've seen Geiger, but I never read that. I'll have to check that out too. Well, oh great, something else I'm gonna have to get into.
That's why I trade weight, everybody.
Yeah, dude, Jesus. But no, this looks cool. I'm excited for the Rook Exodus for sure. I'll definitely be picking that up, and some of these other titles. But that's cool, man. Like I'm always looking for new stuff to read. Like I feel like I read all the Marvel and like X-Men stuff, of course, because that's my shit. But after a while, you kind of just get stuck reading, and then like a new title will come out. But like the Hell to Pay stuff, the Shroud of College stuff, I really have enjoyed that as something new. We talked about it last week. I feel like Something is Killing the Children is just like is not pushing the envelope right now. Like they're not.
Oh, it's kind of waning.
Yeah, they're not.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man. Like, how many times are we going to see Erica go to like a town and fight like a monster for like a 10-issue arc? You know what I mean? Like, it's not.
That was the Walking Dead formula for a while.
Yeah, but like, I don't feel like her story moves at all. Like. Erica in issue what just came out 33.
Yeah, 33.
The same Erica in issue 1.
There's been no character development on her.
Yeah, I don't feel. I mean, yeah, she kind of like walked away from the house, but I don't know, man.
Maybe it ran its course already, and it's just.
Do you read House of Slaughter?
No, because I wasn't digging it after a while.
Yeah, and so that's kind of weird too. It's almost turned into an anthology also, but which I feel like would actually be a really good idea. We were talking about that. Like they should do like mini series, like 5-6 issues on like the different houses or the colors, right? The different like groups or whatever. Masks.
Yeah, the different sex. Yeah.
And or you could even use House of Slaughter and make it that way. But like the current arc is some white mask who has like no arms and he doesn't talk. It's weird. I don't know, dude.
Stories, yeah, but all these books always have like hills and valleys, right? This might be just something that's like developing into something else. I kind of stick with it sometimes. Speaking
of that, and I always think about it because I look like at I'm surprised they haven't come out with another slipcover with Something is Killing the Children, like a book 2. I mean, because the book 1's only 12 issues and we're at 33. I'm really surprised they haven't moved to like book 2 and did like, issues 13 through 24.
Maybe soon. Yeah.
Yeah. And nothing's been announced. I don't mean, you would know there. You definitely have like the inside track on that stuff.
Yeah. I'm the omnibus guy. Yeah. But yeah, I haven't seen anything like that. I'm sure it'll pop up sooner or later. Because that first one sold really well, I think.
Yeah. It was super popular. That's why it kind of keeps blowing my mind. And every once in a while, like I'll remember and I'm like, you know what? Let me go check, dude, make sure I didn't miss it. But I'm not seeing it. I don't see it anywhere. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, so that's all we've got for news this week. We'll go ahead and round this episode out with what we're currently reading. Gabe, why don't you start off, man? What are you reading right now?
Dude, I've been going through some books lately.
You're starting a Watchmen's read, right?
What's that?
You posted something today about a Watchmen read. You posted like the October 12th journal entry from
yeah, today's cool. today's Watchmen Day. It's the
Yeah.
start of Watchmen. It was October 12th in the comic. Like that's like the opening line
Yeah.
of the comic of Rorschach's journal entry for October 12th. No, but I've been going through like I burnt through like Scalped. I burnt through 100 Bullets. God, 100 Bullets is so good. Have you read that?
No.
Oh, dude, you're missing out. Like it is it's Brian Azzarello at his peak. Like this has been Brian Azzarello was like, this is a DC Vertigo book, and this is when he was like the king of like crime comics at the time.
Yeah.
And Eduardo Risso, who draws like the most beautiful women and just beautiful comics. It's a hard edge like noir crime story about the way it starts out is this man comes up to you and says, "Hey, Manimal, the reason your life sucks so much,
ouch,
and the reason that you are, you know, a scumbag is because of this person. And here is a briefcase with all the evidence that proves what I said is right. A gun with 100 bullets that are untraceable, and none of the government agencies can touch you. Like all investigations stop. Like you have carte blanche to do whatever you want." So, but this turns into, that's kind of like the original setup, but it turns into a much more of a twisted tale about a secret society that basically runs the world, or at least America, and how the society is broken up into these different houses, and these houses are like against one another and trying to make peace, and double crossing and then triple crossing. And then you have these people called the Minutemen, who are like their executioners.
Yeah.
And that's what the 100 Bullet story is all about, is trying to bring the team back together of all these executioners to go after this house. It's just this wild, like crime story with some of the most heartbreaking stories in it, some of the most beautiful art, memorable stories. Like it's such a great series. And nobody really talks about it anymore.
Yeah, I'm interested now for sure. Is it all collected in one omnibus?
It's 2 omnibus because it's 100 bullets and it's 100 issues.
Okay, as I'm looking at see on Amazon.
Yeah, like there's issue 27, which is like my favorite issue, and it has like just this really wild idea about like the JFK assassinations. But it's just a fun romp. It's hard edges. Nudity in it. There's like blood and people getting shot in the face and somebody who gets his head cut off by a bear trap. Like it's wild stuff.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, it's great stuff. I read through that, but currently I'm a Fantastic Four guy. Like it's probably me and like 3 other people out there in the world right now.
That's true.
Fantastic Four. Until the movie comes out, it's gonna be everybody's favorite characters.
I mean, how is the new run? Who's writing it right now? Also,
Noah North. Something North.
Okay.
But I haven't been reading. I'm not a singles guy, so I haven't been reading the singles.
Okay.
I'm a little behind on. I didn't read any of the Dan Slott stuff either.
Yeah.
It's just that I boycotted Marvel for a little bit when they canceled the Fantastic Four and got rid of them.
After Secret Wars? Yeah.
After Secret Wars. Oh, come on. It was a whole power move, right? But either way, I'm currently going through one of my favorite runs, and this is the run that I always suggest to people who are interested in the Fantastic Four and haven't read it yet. And it's not Jonathan Hickman. It's the Mark Waid, Mike Wieringo run of Fantastic Four.
That's like the 300s?
No, it starts with issue 60. So issue 60 of the volume 3 run. And then it gets all confusing and weird because that's when Marvel was really playing weird with numberings. And it goes to like, so it's issue 60 through like 506 because they start messing around the number to make it 500, right? Yeah.
That was stupid. I hated this shit.
They still do that. Like it's still always a thing where it's like, oh, if you start combining all these numbers together again, we're going to get to this magical round number and people are going to buy our books.
Yeah, so Venom, they'll be like, okay, well, we have to put in all the Venom Lethal Protector, all the little like mini series we have, and now we're at Venom 100.
Yeah, well, then I think they miscounted on that too. Like it wasn't even really like 100 issues or something.
Yeah.
But this is always the one I tell people, hey, if you want to get into Fantastic Four, this is the volume, this is the series to read. It's one omnibus. It's out of print, but I think it's being reprinted soon.
Okay.
And what I got the omnibus, and because I double dip, like triple dip, 4 times dipped on this series. I have it like in every format. 3 oversized hardcovers.
Damn.
And the first issue is issue 60 from that volume 3 run, which is a time when Marvel was doing. They sold this book for 10 cents, issue 60.
Huh.
And it's like the best issue because they were trying to get people into the comics. So they were doing all these like 10-cent books and stuff like that at the time. And so this is Mark Waid's first step into Fantastic Four. And it's a perfect jumping on point for people to get into the Fantastic Four. Just this one issue alone gives you all the information you need to know in like 4 pages of comics and completely get you kind of caught up with who they are and their origin story.
Yeah.
And then the whole series going forward is really about them being a family and how they are not superheroes. They are more like explorers and adventurers, like they're not the ones who fly in their underwear going, I'm going to save the day from the monster. No, it's always like, hey, Reed Richards found this weird signal coming from this planet. Let's go to this planet. Oh, now this planet is going to blow up. How are we going to save ourselves? It's them always getting into stuff and trying to get their way out of it. But it's just this perfect run of the Fantastic Four with just great cartoony art from Mike Wieringo, who we lost a long time ago. But it's like my favorite run. And I just sometimes it's one of those books that I like to read once a year. Yeah. Or it's always in rotation for me.
I gotcha. I think Age of Apocalypse with X-Men is that for me.
That's such a great series.
Yeah, it's just such like a little pocket universe, too. So it's like you can just jump in, read, and then move on.
Yeah, it's required reading. It's not really much continuity, but it's a required read if you're going to be a fantastic or an X-Men fan because it's just this great. It's like the best X-Men crossover that like sticks the landing. It's in its own pocket. It didn't derail anything. It's like what?
And it even brought some characters in. It brought
and there's only like 3 issues that ran across like 6 titles or so.
Or you had the two X-Men, Generation Next. Factor X, Gambit Externals. That's 5, right? 2 X-Men, Gambit Externals, Generation X, Factor X, and then the Chronicles, and then Universe.
Right, and then like the Prime and all that stuff. Yeah. Or the Alpha and the Omega issues.
You know what's funny about that is that's actually when I left comics for a while. They came out with that, and they were like, I was like, what? No, they're changing the X-Men universe. And this is before that's like standard practice now, just to bring in alternate versions of characters. But I remember being so pissed. And I remember being like, I'm not reading this shit. I'm done. And I left. And then I came back later. I was like, well, let me check it out. And now it's like my favorite.
Yeah. Well, this is a time when there was no internet. There was really no, there wasn't no 24-hour news cycle for comic book stuff and things like that. Right. And all you knew was, they're canceling every X-Men title. Yeah. And then when you're reading it, Weapon X was another one because that was the Wolverine title.
Oh yeah, Weapon X, yeah.
It was like 6 when you were reading it, it's just like boom, something happened at a cliffhanger at the end of every issue. The last issue of all these comic book titles, like Wolverine 90 and all that stuff. Wolverine 90 was the one where he popped his claw on a Sabretooth's head and then it froze. And it shattered, and then it turned into the Age of Apocalypse universe. And they did that across every title. And Generation X only had like 3 issues out at the time, or something like that.
And Excalibur, there was also Excalibur too.
Yeah, they pulled the plug. They pulled the ripcord on Generation X after like 3 or 4 issues to go into like the Age of Apocalypse. Yeah, and that version of those characters are them at like their OP level. They're just so badass in there.
Honestly, you've just been totally rabbit hole now, but I've been waiting, man, and it's been a really long time since I've read it because I got rid of all the issues. But the Generation X run is not too bad; like it's pretty good. And I want them to make an omnibus about it. And I felt like it was going to come soon, especially with like Sync being so popular right now in the X-Men universe. Like he's like the mainstay X-Men character right now. I'm waiting for that for the Generation X.
Just get the Epic collections. There's like 3 Epic collections out already.
I don't want to buy multiple like formats, so I'm just going to wait till they come to the omnibus.
Come on. Buy them, read them. If the omnibus comes out, then sell them.
Yeah, but then I'll just wait.
Come on, man. You want to know all about them. You want to do it.
I do. I've
it's
already
all
done
about
it. I lived it when they were coming
Come
out.
on, man. It's you got to figure out the secret of M and why is she acting so weird.
I know why. Her character's still convoluted and fucked, bro. Her character still doesn't make any sense. They've never really cleaned that shit up.
Well, when you have a baby with multiple men and it absorbs into them, it breaks you.
Oh shit, dude. Yeah. Well, that one, like the Layla Miller stuff too with that.
Yeah.
I mean, now we're falling down rabbit holes here. But yeah. Well, that's cool, dude. I've always, maybe I'll check out that Fantastic Four run. I like Fantastic Four. It's just, there's been times that people like, they're just kind of, I know that's like your thing. I'm not trying to like dog on Fantastic Four. There's times where they're just kind of boring. Like I can't stand the modern stuff with them. Like I don't give two shits about Franklin and Valeria or whatever her name is. Like
Valeria.
And then the Future Foundation, like, God, I don't give a shit about those kids. Like, go away. I don't know.
So check out the Mark Waid, Michael Ringo stuff I'm talking about because Franklin's still a little kid and Valeria is like a newborn baby. So like, there's not too much like them, Valeria is smarter than her dad now kind of nonsense, right? But this will get you to like them because it's Franklin he's like 4 years old or something like that. It's not like earlier in the run when he was like a teenager, psychopath and all that stuff.
Powerhouse.
But then you see but they do get involved in the storylines because there's one where Dr. Doom just does like one of the most unthinkable things in this. The name of the story arc is called Unthinkable, and he just does the most unthinkable stuff to get back at the Fantastic Four, and it involves the kids, and it's messed up.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'll have to check that out. I definitely want to check out this 100 Bullets. I'll look into that as well.
Dude, check out Scalp too.
Oh, yeah, I've read some Scalped. I never finished it though. But
oh man, how can you stop from reading a book all about Indians shooting up heroin and getting drunk all the time?
I don't know. Something came up during the time, and I don't know why. I don't remember. I do need to go back and finish it. The other one I never finished, and I really enjoyed was The Sixth Gun. I never.
Oh, dude.
It's because it came out.
Nobody talks about that series, dude.
Yeah, it's
like
great.
Me and the Omni Bros, and now you.
Yeah,
come on.
Well, I read it. I was reading it before. I know why I stopped reading it. It was because how many of them? There's hardcovers, like 6, I think. Is there 6 of them?
6 of those big like library editions.
And so I had got to 5, and the 6th one hadn't came out yet. And the person I was borrowing them from and reading them from, I'm no longer friends with any longer. So when the next one came out, I was like, yeah, well, I'm not just going to go buy the 6th one and have this standalone volume 6 or whatever the hell it was. So I never finished that, but
I love that series. It's
a good one. I'd like to read it.
It's a haunted Western story.
Yeah, it's really cool.
It's great.
Yeah. So I didn't finish my books this week. It was kind of a short week or like a light week as well for books, but this didn't come out this week, and I've talked about it before, and man, I'm just loving it. Is Big Game number 3 is the most recent issue for Big Game that came out by Mark Miller. And dude, it's so cool. Are you checking this out at all?
No, I'll wait for the trade or hardcover to come out.
Okay.
For it, but
yeah. Well,
I love everything Mark Miller.
I think there's going to be 5 issues, and it's basically like bringing all of his characters together. And you saw the Magic Order kind of showed up in this one. Finally, like they were kind of like the last characters that he hadn't really brought around. Superior shows up.
And this is all becoming like a big shared universe too, right? Because he's doing this. This is all that competition to get the big superpower or whatever it was from Ambassador.
No, well, that's part of it. So it's all So basically, his universe that he made shared is this. It's like the origin is the Wanted storyline, right? So you had Wanted, who had all that shit worked. Where
I wish everybody did the Wanted movie as the comic book,
right?
And not just like some like cult of people.
Yeah. So Wanted, it's the modern, like obviously the first generation of Wanted wiped out all the heroes, right? And then Wesley Gibbons takes over, and he's like the new leader of Wanted and Evil. Now, then they start to tell you that, well, so that was like the new order, right? And that Wanted, this was the universe. But Kick-Ass shows up, and Kick-Ass is the first new superhero. And so because of Kick-Ass and Hit Girl, and so then all these people kind of start coming out of the woodworks, and then Ambassador And basically the story is Wanted's like, okay, we got to do it again. We got to reset and kill all these heroes again. And so now big game is basically the
big game is them hunting heroes.
Yeah. And so they bring in Nemesis and they take out like, oh dude, what was the one? Some of this, I read a lot of Mark Miller stuff too, but some of the shit I couldn't get into. Oh God, the dude was like super OP. I'm having a mind blank, but they killed him in like issue 2, which was awesome.
Was that the book by Francis Yu, the like Shazam kind of rip off character?
No,
it's like a
that's
kid
Superior.
that turns into like a superhero and he
That's
has like
Superior.
a pet monkey.
That's
Okay.
Superior, yeah. And
Okay.
he just showed up in this book.
Oh, okay. That's who you were talking about.
No, oh God, it'll come to me. But then you had like the Kingsman showed up recently. Eggsy showed up, which was cool.
That's cool.
And got his head blown off.
Aw.
But yeah, they keep like they're murking everyone, dude. It's really cool.
That's cool.
It's awesome. But I think there's going to be some kind of like the last issue just ended with Hit Girl using this time travel machine, and she goes back and she's like,
I'm out.
The
I'm out.
prehistoric
Time travel. Okay. Nope.
What do you mean? You're Fantastic Four guy. They literally that's all they do is time travel, bro.
Nope. They don't go around changing stuff.
Well, I'm sure they're probably going to bring the heroes back. That they've got.
Oh, it's gonna be like it's like that's the problem. The Marvel Universe movies is now they introduce time travel. And now everything is stupid. It's so cliche.
Yeah. But I'm enjoying it. I really like seeing all his characters in one place, and it's fun and seeing these guys come in and get killed. But yeah, I'm really enjoying Big Game right now. So I've talked about it a couple of times, but I don't really have anything new read that's worthy of talking about. So, but that's it, man.
You read Transformers, right?
Oh yeah, I loved it. And Justin didn't like it, but he's that's like his shit. So you can't really mess with it. But I thought they did a great job because it's very much. I recently with the baby, right? So like when we had the baby and we're up every couple hours, feeding him in the like first month or two, which felt like a year-long time period, right? And
you got to sleep when the baby sleeps, man. Whenever that is.
Yeah. So we'd wake up and we'd put on like a cartoon, and eventually we watched all Gargoyles, which garbage. I do not know why people love Gargoyles so much. It's garbage. And then we started watching Transformers, like the original, the animated. And so it's like this first issue is very much, it's almost exactly like the original cartoon, but changed as well to kind of not be like the original cartoon. So it's not like a copy and paste. And I thought they did a really good job. I thought, even like the original cartoon, you come out the gate and it's like, hey, here's 50 different Autobots and like 50 different Decepticons. And you're like, as a kid and even as an adult, I'm like, okay, well, who's that? What's that guy's story? Who's that guy's story? So
I got that one.
Yeah. And I like how Daniel Warren is doing, he's like, here's 5 Decepticons and here's 5 Autobots, and we're going to roll with these 5 and let's go. And it's not Megatron's not there. He's,
that's how it was when IDW started it off. Like it was just like when they did Morden Meets the Eye, it was like you got shotgunned in the face with all kinds of like new. I don't know, they were brand new in that series, but they weren't from the cartoons. So I had no idea who these characters were. But yeah, it was like I'm drowning in all these characters. I don't know who's who, and they all look alike.
Started out good, man, but then they kind of like the continuity wasn't there, and they didn't. It was like it didn't make sense after a while. Like once you got into like phase 2 or like the hardcover book 9, it was like, what the hell, dude? This is totally different than the origin we just got past in the last one. And
because that's when they reset it. They reset it at that phase 3 or whatever it was.
Yeah, I don't remember, something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I like Transformers. I'm excited. I'm excited for Duke comes out next month, I think.
Yeah. I haven't gotten my books through DCBS yet, so I haven't gotten my Transformers #1 yet.
Oh, okay.
I'm pumped for it because that and that Duke and Cobra Commander, when all that stuff comes out. Yeah, Joe 301 will be coming out soon.
Cobra comes out in January, I think. So we'll see. See how that goes too. But yeah, I'm pumped as well.
Yeah, I'm glad it sold well. Like, they're doing a second print and all this stuff. Like it's getting good word of mouth. So
hell yeah.
Fingers crossed if we get some, I want those Marvel comics to be collected somehow. Those Marvel issues.
Oh yeah, for sure. That'd be great. Well, anything new on the horizon for you, man, before we log out here?
No, I'm good, man. Everything's set.
Cool. Okay. Well, I appreciate you jumping on with me, man. And always love having you on here and chatting comics with you. So thanks for coming. And everyone can find you on Instagram, right? Gabe Loves 90s Comics.
Yep, Gabe Loves 90s Comics on Instagram. You can find me even on TikTok because I'm a cool old guy.
Oh, yeah.
Unstable Molecules. And
Okay.
on YouTube, it's Omni Bros Live for
Nice.
all the omnibus shows that we do.
You've been doing more of that lately. I feel like I've noticed that.
Yeah, I'm back on there more lately. Just, that's my channel. That's my show.
Yeah.
We just crossed 7 years. We just had our 7th year
Nice, dude.
anniversary not that long ago. So if you guys are in the omnibuses, collected editions, hardcovers, all that kind of stuff, I'm there talking about it.
Sweet, dude. Well, cool. Well, thanks, man. And thanks everyone for listening in. If you're going to New York Comic Con, have fun, stay safe, and we will check you guys later. Peace.
Wear comfortable shoes. Those floors suck.